Update. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my boyfriend because I had a bad feeling about his best friend and him and decided to avoid drama? My 22 female was always a really chill person. I've always gotten along with everyone, and I really appreciate my mental peace. I hate unnecessary drama. I've been dating Zach for 3 years. He's always had his best friend, Mia, who was studying in another country. They always talked via text or video call. That never bothered me at all because I also have male friends. Mia was always disinterested when Zach was on video calls with me by his side, and I wasn't interested in her either, to be honest. But Zach wanted us to be friends, so I tried. Mia listens to the same music as me, so once, 3 years ago, I texted her on WhatsApp to try to have a friendly conversation. But she saw the message, never answered me, and blocked my number. I thought, what a rude bitch. But I let it go and never talked about it to Zach, so I wouldn't cause trouble. I just thought that maybe she didn't want to make friends, and I respect that. Not long ago, she returned to the country, now to stay and live here again. Zach asked me if she could stay in our apartment, and I said no, I don't feel comfortable with other people staying there. Apparently, Zach told her that I was the one who refused to let her stay with us, because Mia has been doing everything to criticize me since that day. She has criticized my work, my studies, my hair, my clothes, etc. Zach always says that's just how Mia is, and that I should be her friend because she's really funny, her. Many times she's tried to make me jealous with comments like, "You know that I used to take baths with Zach when we were little kids?" And she would get upset when I just said, "All right," at those random comments. Because the heck, why should I be jealous of that? She sits on Zach's lap. He doesn't say anything to her about that even though he knows I don't like it. He cuddles with her every time they have the chance. They whisper to each other, and they go out together sometimes. I obviously can't help but think that at any moment, I will come back to the apartment and she will be wearing one of his shirts. And I don't want to deal with that, to be honest. The worst thing is that Zach really seems to like seeing me jealous. When I tell him something is bothering me, he laughs, saying, "Oh, you're jelly," and stuff like that without taking me seriously. It's pretty annoying to know that he likes me to feel that way, and Mia has been really irritable lately, like she's competing with me. It feels like they're trying to make a novella with me. She always tries to make me jealous with stupid things, like when she said she knows Zach's favorite sushi and I don't, to which I replied, "Then buy sushi for everyone, because I don't care at all." I've told Zach on several occasions that his friend is an idiot, and he just says Mia is like that, and I should just ignore her comments. But honestly, I don't have the energy to deal with that girl and not beat her up at the end of the month. So I told Zach, I'm going to move out, and it's better to give ourselves some time. I haven't moved yet, so he's been coming to my room to tell me that I'm letting my insecurities speak for me, and that he doesn't feel anything for Mia. I told him I'm not insecure. I just want to protect my mental peace and avoid drama. He got angry, saying I should fight for him and not be so apathetic. He said that if I loved him, I would be fighting for him. But I have always had a philosophy that if someone wants to cheat on you, they will do it even if you say no. I don't know if I'm being too cold about this, but I'm not the kind of person who enjoys drama. I was always the cold type of person. I hate it, and I know Zach and Mia are enjoying this love triangle. I really care about Zach, and we had a great relationship, but I care much more about my mental health. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments before reading the updates. If he isn't fighting for you, why should you fight for him? Yes, if he loved her, he would respect reasonable boundaries and ask his friend to take a step back when she crosses them. He clearly is enjoying having two women be jealous and fight over him enough to actually be super vocal about enjoying jealously, which most men who enjoy this situation are not stupid enough to do. It seems like he enjoys the jealousy so much, he would go out of his way to create situations that would promote it, probably edging closer and closer to cheating. Seriously, I can't believe you won't fight for me when other women sit on my lap. Don't you know you should strip your clothes off and offer a to win my attention back? Him, essentially. You should never have to fight for the respect or attention of your partner. You should have started running when you found out they cuddle and sit on each other's laps, WTF. I know. I let that go because according to Zach, he and Mia are like siblings. I also have brothers, and I don't do those things with them, but Zach hugs a lot with his sisters, so I thought it was a normal thing in his family. But then it started to make me uncomfortable, and he didn't care. Now I feel dumb for letting that go, lol. Mini update. I haven't moved out yet because we pay rent together. The whole month of the rent is already paid by me because he couldn't come up with the money for this month, but he's supposed to pay for the next month. I don't have any problem with this. He didn't take advantage of me or anything. Something happened and he ran out of money for rent. Nothing shady about it. Plus, I have to wait for my parents to fix my room again, so for now, I have to leave my things here. At the beginning of the year, the lease was updated, so I spent a lot of money on that, and the rent went up by 40%. So it's money wasted now. I'm pretty sad about that since my father was the one who helped me pay for my part of the expenses for that apartment. Now for the full update. I discovered Mia was sleeping with Zach. She's expecting his baby, and they kicked me out of the apartment. But I'm pregnant too. Nah, that didn't happen. I spoke with Zach to ask him if we could have a good coexistence, because I'm going to stay a few more months here. After talking a bit with him and my father, we came to the conclusion that it's better for both of us to continue living together in a healthy way. We both have our own bedrooms after all. He promised me that he wouldn't enter my bedroom without an invitation and apologized for doing that before. There are many reasons why we should continue to live together at least until the lease expires, but I'm not going to bore everyone with those reasons. Most of them are because of money and how expensive the bus would be to get from my home to work and college every day if I went back to my parents' house. We both cried, and I asked Zach what he expected to happen when I saw him treat Mia that way. He admitted that he likes the way I look when I'm upset. He said it's a self-esteem issue he has, but he needs me to show him all the time that I love him. And the fact that I never reacted affected him a lot. Honestly, he's attractive. I know he's always been pretty conceited, but I used to think that was just how he was. Now I see that it's actually a problem he has. Narcissism. Zach said that when he sees I don't get jealous in the way he likes, he feels annoyed and even more insecure because he thinks I don't love him, since he always shows me when he's jealous. He said he doesn't have feelings for Mia at all, but he likes to see my face when she talks to me that way. Zach knows Mia likes him, but he said she's like that with all her male friends too. At first he thought it was funny to see my annoyed face, but then it started to bother him that I never reacted. I did react, but by talking like an adult. He probably wanted me to yell and pull her hair. The worst part? I was 100% going to do it if she kept behaving that way. That's why I decided to cut off the relationship before I reacted like that. Zach even mentioned other times he wanted me to be jealous about other girls, but honestly, I had no idea he did that. I think if someone is going to cheat on you, they're going to do it even if you tell them not to. I'm not going to fight for a penis. I told him he's a weird idiot and that his insecurity ruined our relationship. I had that thought of, did I really sleep with this person? And now I want the earth to swallow me. He has always been very kind, and we had a beautiful relationship. But I just can't forget that behavior, and the fact that he made me feel bad about Mia. Our conversation was pretty calm after that. Zach admitted that he ruined our relationship, and I made it clear to him that we won't be a couple again. I'm a little uncomfortable, but surely as the days go by we can be friends, or at least be civil with each other. At the end of the day, we both want different things in a relationship. He wants a passionate woman who feels things just as intensely as he does, his words, and I want a mature and focused man to live in peace with. I think I'm too cold for him, and he's looking for another kind of woman. Anyway, just know that, no, I'm not going to be in a relationship with Zach again. That boat has already sailed. For now, I just want to try to make this coexistence work, since we both know that it's what's convenient for us, and at least on my part, I'm not going to screw it up. Zach is a moron. He will absolutely sleep with Mia while OP is still living there to get a reaction. OP Gray, rock your ex. He's not going to get any reaction anyway. If they do, I hope it's in his room so I can watch TV in peace. Not that you owe Mia anything, but I'd definitely warn her that you broke up with Zach, and it turns out Zach used girls to make you jealous because he thought it proved that you loved him. That he was using her and others, and playing with their emotions seeming interested just to get a reaction out of you. That he's toxic AF, insecure AF. And well, she's welcome to him, but she should realize both he'll do that to her and he was using her. So do what she wants with that information. Zach is a creep. He's saying it's insecurity, but it seems more like, well, he said he likes to see you upset. Some people get off on hurting their partners and manipulating them to try harder because they think they are losing their partner. I wouldn't be surprised if Zach's excuse of insecurity is just a manipulative way to make him sound pathetic rather than more malicious in his actions. Mia knows. I think they both just like the attention. Mia knows he's flirting with her to make you jealous, but does she know he doesn't like her, rather than she thinks he likes her and just doesn't care it ticks you off? For sure if she goes along with it. She's a freaking a-hole who likes the attention. Zach told me he made it clear to Mia that he's not going to sleep with her, but he also said that Mia is flirtatious with everyone. And he kind of justified her behavior. So yeah, according to Zach, Mia knows everything. But that's what Zach said, so who knows if it's true or not. For my part, they can both buzz off, and I don't plan on talking to Mia again. Next story. Am I the a-hole exposing my wife's cheating and son born out of wedlock with another man? My wife and I are in the process of getting divorced, and it's taking ages. She didn't work, so I have to pay heavy alimony. She has a 3-year-old son, and the son clearly doesn't look like me. I found her chats with another man, so I got a private DNA test, and he isn't my son. It was a hard punch to the gut, but I am still forced to pay for the kid until he finishes college. 50% of my salary goes to her and child support. I loved him, but this betrayal affected my mental health, and I cut them both off. I'm paying maintenance to both. I was cheated. I was being painted as the bad person everywhere, so I posted about it on my social media with a report. It went viral, and she is being shamed by the masses. If I can't save myself financially, I'll make sure her reputation goes down the gutter. If I'm going to be ruined financially and mentally, I will ruin her reputation and future options. Her family and she are begging me to take it down, but I won't. They're also begging me to forgive her. No forgiveness from me. Not after she filed fake cases on me, including DV when I never raised a hand on her. My sister is in Dubai, and she filed a case on her. My dad had a liver transplant, and she filed DV cases on him, and my mother while they were in the hospital. So yeah, she is a horrible human being and misused the law meant for actual victims. They say I raised the kid, but I can't see him as my child anymore, and my anger takes over when he is near me. I know I will be forced to pay for him for the next 2 decades, which makes me bitter. Because in our country, even if the wife cheats and has a kid with another man, the husband is automatically assumed to be the legal father. Luckily, before all this, I transferred my assets to my mom's name and will make sure she and her son get nothing if I die. After the divorce is over, I will never marry. I'll adopt orphans and raise them, but not him. Because at least in that case, I will have the option to adopt. Edit. I have clearly said it's the law. People keep asking, why can't you hire a lawyer and get it changed? I have clearly explained, it is the law and no lawyer can change that. Not the a-hole. Have you thought about moving to another country to avoid having to pay anything? Because that's what I would do. I would sooner live in a hut across the world than pay a dime to a cheating ex-wife and son that isn't mine. I am in late 30s, and it is not easy to restart a career in other land. My parents are old and they also need me, so it is not an option for me. Sorry, why are you forced to pay for child support with certifiable DNA evidence you're not related? Just wondering. DNA tests are not valid here anymore. Laws are stone age. I am already facing many fake cases by her. This is the law of land. I am powerless. Last story. Am I the a-hole for considering ending my relationship because my partner's kids clearly don't like me or want me around? I, 31 female, started dating Mark, 34 male, 3 years ago. Mark is a single dad to a 14-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. The mother of Mark's children died 11.5 years ago. He dated very little after her death before we met, but had dated some. I was his first relationship after the passing of his late partner. As a couple, we work well together and share a lot of the same values and goals in life. We can have fun together, but have also been able to discuss the serious stuff. I get along well with his family, but not with his kids. From the start, about 2 years now, they have been cold and unwelcoming. Mark has spoken to them. He told me they're in therapy, and he has encouraged them to give me a chance. But they can't hide the fact that they don't want me around. We have gone slow and have tried to find ways to ease the tension and show I'm not a bad person or here to take their dad from them or replace their mom. Nothing works. We never tried therapy together, but I don't even live with them, and I'm not sure how willing they would be to speak in any therapy sessions with me. My partner has spoken to a therapist and has done some therapy with his kids and implemented the suggestions given, but those methods were a waste of time. Nothing changed. I know these things take time. I don't expect sunshine and rainbows overnight. But the more time we spend together, the more I feel his kids' dislike of me. Even when I'm just there, not trying to engage and simply existing in the same house as them, the tension can be felt. They ignore me. They won't even look at me, yet they still radiate tension. I know my partner's family has talked to the kids about giving me a chance. I don't know if that helps or makes it worse. I feel like we're facing the reality that they might never accept me or like me. And now I'm considering ending this relationship because I want to be a mom, and I don't want to wait too long. And even if I waited until his kids were out of the house, then how would that be fair? To have kids who'd have half-siblings who refuse to have anything to do with them or won't even speak to their mom. My partner and I talked about it. He said he'll understand if it's too much. We're taking some time so I can think. Since then, his sister reached out to me after I didn't show up to a couple of things and asked if everything was okay. She told me she hoped she wasn't intruding too much, but she wanted me to know how happy I make her brother and how nicely I fit with the family. She understands the kids aren't too welcoming, but it would be such a shame for me to walk away. It made me feel bad because I know my partner is a good guy and his family has been amazing. But his kids will always be his kids. And I don't know if I could let us come between them or if I could handle living with them always disliking me. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Actually, this is quite an eye-opener. The OP's concerns for her happiness, with a touch of foresight, and the well-being of her future children are commendable, especially when faced with such hostility from her stepkids. Not blaming really, not the a-hole. It's sensible to consider the needs of all involved in a new relationship, even if it's tough love. This is or will be a super unpopular comment, but the kids, especially the oldest, are kinda sorta a-holes. The youngest one will follow the oldest's lead, especially about a newcomer. 14 is old enough to understand that after 2 years, and they still don't live together, she isn't coming to replace their mother. She's additional support, etc. I can totally understand their behavior for the first year, but unless OP has done something intentionally or unintentionally unforgivable/offensive to the kids, their hostility isn't acceptable. If after 2 years you're intentionally hostile in your teens to someone that hasn't done anything wrong but love your parent, then you're an a-hole. The kid's mother died almost 12 years ago when they were babies, and they still have a problem? It's impossible to say what the real issue is, but I doubt it's an am I the a-hole case at all. I notice your partner's family wants you to stay, at least the sister does. So these kids might just be jerks. Are they? How do they treat other people? Do they just flat out dislike you, and it has nothing to do with replacing the mother who died that they don't even remember? The kids are good around other people. They love their family, have friends, are respectful and friendly to others. They treat strangers better than me, honestly. They dislike me, but there have been comments about their mom in the last 2 years. It's why I tried to reassure them. They don't remember her, but they know about her and she was talked about with them. She still is.